2024 CR 2336 State versus Larietta Nicole Holmes. Could I have parties announced?
Andrew Harris Edelman for the state.
John Robertson for Ms. Holmes.
And are you Ms. Holmes?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Larietta Nicole Holmes who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2024 CR 2336 for the offense of injury to an elderly person with bodily injury on June 13th?
Whoa, hold up. Injury to an elderly person. It's no small charge. In Texas, that's a felony with teeth. Probation here isn't a slap on the wrist. It's basically the court saying, we're giving you a chance. Don't blow it. Spoiler alert, she might have blown it.
2020-24 for a period of 2 years. Is that you? All right. You're going to have to make sure you keep your voice up so that I can hear and the court reporter can hear. State?
In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Larietta Nicole Holmes, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of March and April 2025 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true? State?
State waives the remaining violation allegations.
Any objection to the waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Did you catch that? By admitting she violated probation, she's basically handing the judge the keys to throw her in prison for up to a decade. It's like pleading guilty to breaking the rules while hoping the court shows mercy. Risky play.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
You still want to plead true to violation of condition?
All right, so here's the thing. You're going to have to speak up. And you need to speak the way you speak when you're not in court before me. So whatever agreement you think you've worked out with the state, I don't have to follow that agreement because this is a contract and it's a contract with the court. It's not a contract with the state. It's not a contract with the defense. So you pled true to violation of condition number 4. Regardless of what agreement you think you've reached with the state, I can revoke you and sentence you to 10 years in prison. Do you understand?
This is where the judge flexes power. Deals with the state, nice, but irrelevant. The real contract is between the defendant and the court. Translation: if the judge doesn't like what she hears, 10 years behind bars is still on the table.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, knowing that, do you still wish to proceed with this plea of true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, to deny the motion, continue on regular supervision and amend for the following conditions: immediate placement of GPS monitor for 6 months, proof of residence or proof of employment with every OV. Don't know what OV stands for. If no proof of employment, then proof of disability. If not on disability, 4 job searches per week, as well as minimum of 12 community service hours performed monthly, immediate enrollment in anger management course, IVR call inline for 4 months, bi-weekly reporting for 4 months.
All right, so here's my question. You want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Larietta Holmes.
What have you done since you've been on probation?
Since I've been on probation, I did try to finish my classes.
So you didn't finish your classes, you tried to, all right?
For community service, because last time I was here, my lawyer asked if I could I was getting my BA, and he asked if I could use that for community service.
And why didn't you finish that?
A lot in between the time happened, so I did have to drop.
What has happened?
Lights were turned off in November, and it was hard for me to try to get any type of assistance for it because it was overdue and they just turned it off. So in between time, I was trying to find assistance, I was trying to find work, and also trying to maintain my home and keep up with everything.
Now we're diving into the human side. Probation violations aren't always about laziness. Sometimes they're about survival. But here's the tension. Excuses don't erase court orders and judges. They've heard every excuse in the book.
That I could, and also raising my 2 children.
So where are your children now? Who's raising them?
My son, he's with his girlfriend, and my daughter, she's with my sister. She works, my son works. Both of them work, they're both of them in school, and they both get good grades.
Okay. So here's the thing with lights being turned off. Back in the day, people didn't have lights. You turn on a candle. And people always assume that where people are in their station in life is always where they've been. Like they never had financial problems or things happen. I've had my lights turned off before. And you know what? My mom and my grandmother would always say, hey, whatever you do, make sure that you have if you're living in an apartment, make sure that's paid. If you're living in a house, make sure that paid. If the lights get turned off, if the water gets turned off, at least you'll always have a place to stay. So getting your lights turned off, and sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. It's like, I still have a place to stay. Getting lights turned off happens to everybody. I guarantee you, a majority of the people in this courtroom, attorneys included, deputies included, court reporter included, have at some point had some utility turned off. One time it happened to me, and it's just because I forgot to pay the bill. And I'm like, hey, why is my water not on? And they said, Stephanie, Sauce came out and turned it off. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to pay my bill. And they came out and turned it back on, of course. But that's nothing to be embarrassed about. So, and the reason why I'm telling you this story is because you have to reach out to probation and tell them what's going on in your life. Otherwise, you could go to prison for 10 years. And then who's going to be taking care of your children? Now, what's happening with the new number one in this case?
Judge, I can elaborate on that. That is an allegation based on a voicemail that was left with the landlord. I received a copy of the police report. The landlord sent a copy to the court, and that was forwarded to me by Norma. They took a police report based on a voicemail. And last time I looked, a voicemail doesn't.
Wait. A police report over a voicemail? That's shaky ground. Lawyers live for this kind of technicality. If a voicemail can land you in trouble, imagine what your ex's 2 a.m. rant could do.
Rise to a Class C threat.
What?
So anyway, that'll have to be sorted out. I think that's obviously one of the reasons why we're not going on that today.
All right, so what's happening with this number one?
That's a municipal court problem.
Okay.
So.
All right, probation. What is your recommendation?
Judge, the court summary, according to the sentence summary, is exactly what Mr. Edelman states.
All right. So why were you not reporting? That's the easiest thing, to pick up the phone.
I was communicating with my probation officer. I was
Not in March and April.
I was in March and April. I did. I even got kind of scared because he wasn't responding back to me. He never did tell me to come in. Everything that I was going through, far as dealing with the landlord and also dealing with housing, and my life still been not connected. I was communicating with him.
So has she been communicating?
Judge, I can check the notes.
All right.
That's one thing we discussed, Judge, is that communication, however the communication is not a substitute for reporting. And I think Larietta understands that.
And my lawyer did make a good recommendation. He's when, communicating, texting, sometimes it's best for me to go down there. And I didn't know that. To set up an appointment, go down there so I could be seen. And that way it wouldn't be no miscommunications.
Judge, last office visit is a system in the shape of February 28th, 2025. There was a text message sent out with an appointment scheduled in March. I don't feel indicating there was a phone call with back to the officer, and the same for April, Judge. There were also system text messages reminding Ms. Holmes, you know, you used to pay your fees. There's some batch emails that went out for, services. Yeah.
All right. This is her first motion to revoke. I'm going to tell you something I'm going to tell you right now.
And here comes the judge's hammer. This is where the patience ends and the lecture begins. Courts love to drive home one lesson. Life problems don't excuse breaking probation. Bills unpaid, kids stressed, none of that will keep you out of a cell.
Number one, when your utilities are disconnected, that's nobody's fault but your own. If my utilities get disconnected because I forgot to pay, that's not their fault. It's not the utility company, it's my fault. Your emergency is not somebody else's priority unless they want to make it their priority. And when you have a landlord and part of your contract with your landlord is you pay rent and you pay utilities, when utilities get cut off, that means that you didn't pay them, or maybe the utility company made a mistake. If the utility company made a mistake, then they will come out and correct it. Now with CPS Energy, if they do that, they can turn it on immediately because they've switched out everybody's meter where they can operate it from in office. But when your utilities are cut off, one thing you do not do is on your own try to cut them back on or tamper with meters or anything of that nature. Do you understand?
I would never do that. I don't want to get
No, okay, here's the thing. Don't say that because that's what's in the police reports and everything. And the other thing is, it is clear from the court, based upon what you're on probation for, that you do have an anger issue. And it appears from the court that you don't know how to address your angers when things don't go your way other than lashing out at other people. That is going to stop. Otherwise, you're looking at 10 years in prison. Then the 10 years in prison, you can try and lash your anger out at other inmates. And you know what's going to end up happening? Somebody at the prison, somebody at the jail is going to be badder than you. And they're going to unleash anger on you. So if you don't want that to happen, then you had better change your ways. And this bullying thing that maybe you're doing with people that are older than you because you're on deferred adjudication for injury to the elderly, that's going to stop. And your landlord says that they're 57 and they have a disability and they're having to deal with you. So if you were living at that property, you don't have to worry about not having lights at that property because the court is no longer going to allow you to live at that property and you're no longer going to be allowed to have contact with her. If you have contact with her, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
See, and I don't know why you're giving me that attitude now. You know what you did to Miss Holmes, that breathing hard. No, that breathing hard thing. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's not going to be tolerated here. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
It's time for you to start showing respect to people, whether you think they're worthy of it or not, because you're landlord. Whether you think they're worthy of it or not, you need to show respect to them because you're living on their property in their house and they can take that away. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you need to start behaving differently so that your children will know the proper way to communicate and it's not through violence. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you're going to start completing the conditions of your probation immediately. And when you are released, if you don't start enrolling in these programs and completing them, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will deny the motion. Alternate amend conditions to the following. Need to get items, you'll need to have someone other than yourself go over there and go with the police escort to retrieve your items. You are not allowed to call her or have third parties call her or have third parties contact her, other than that one time when that person goes to the location, if you have items there and they need to go there with the police escort. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to start your anger management classes and probation. What is the earliest she can start anger management?
Give her 30 days.
All right, anger management class are to begin